And what first drew me into it was Denisova Cave in Siberia. I think everybody's heard of the Neanderthals, and these days I think everybody's heard of the Denisovans as well. For a long time it was held that the Neanderthals were stupid, primitive subhumans. Turns out that that's not true at all. The latest scientific evidence on the Neanderthals is that they were symbolic creatures, that they did do art, that they were in every sense human, and they were in every sense human because anatomically modern humans interbred with Neanderthals. You can't interbreed with another species. Then in Russia, in Denisova Cave, they find a single pinky bone from a little finger. And what they discover is this isn't a Neanderthal. This isn't an anatomically modern human being. This is another human species who they named the Denisovans. They think they're more closely related to Neanderthals than they are to anatomically modern humans.
High above a Siberian valley, deep in the Altai Mountains, there lies a hidden enigma, Denisova Cave, a place that changed our view of human evolution forever. What secrets lie within this ancient chamber? How did a discovery here challenge everything we thought we knew? Discovered in 1977 by Russian scientists, Denisova Cave seemed like just another archaeological site in a region full of history. But this cave would soon become one of the most significant finds in anthropology. Initial digs revealed tools, animal bones, and remnants of ancient fires. Then, in 2008, a tiny pinky bone fragment was found, buried in the darkness of the cave for over 40,000 years. That single bone would change the world. At first, it seemed like a remnant of ancient human life, perhaps a Neanderthal. But the DNA revealed a mystery. It didn't match modern humans or Neanderthals. It pointed to something new, an unknown lineage that had slipped through time. They called them the Denisovans. How many other lost branches of humanity remain undiscovered? What did these beings know that we do not? It's like finding a whole new chapter in the book of human history, remarked Dr. Svante Pääbo, a pioneer in ancient DNA research. The Denisovan discovery sent shockwaves through science, not only because they existed, but because of their mysterious traits. Denisova Cave extends over 60 meters into the mountain. Its shadowy chambers held more than bones. They found tools and ornaments, bracelets of polished greenstone and pendants of mammoth ivory. Artifacts too advanced for their time. Who crafted these objects? Did they reveal a culture as complex as early humans? Or did they suggest something even stranger, interaction between Denisovans and others? It suggests a level of complexity in these societies we hadn't expected, said one researcher. Were the Denisovans artists? Did they chart the stars or communicate with distant human groups? Denisova Cave is a time capsule, preserving clues about ancient climates, creatures, and lives. But for every answer, more mysteries arise. Denisovan DNA has been found in populations thousands of miles away in Southeast Asia and Australia. How did they spread so far? Were they explorers, crossing oceans or navigating mountain passes long before recorded history? Unlike the robust Neanderthals and artistic Homo sapiens, the Denisovans appear to blend traits from both. Their DNA in Melanesians and Aboriginal Australians suggests ancient intermingling. Were they a hidden lineage, or did they play a key role in shaping humanity? The cave's secrets blur the line between myth and reality. Could ancient Siberian folklore of giants be memories of Denisovans? Or might they link to myths of lost civilizations, stories of advanced peoples who vanished without a trace? Some believe the true extent of the Denisovans' knowledge has been hidden. What could be so dangerous about their story? Did these ancient humans have knowledge beyond what we credit them for? An understanding of the stars, or travel skills rivaling the Mesopotamians? Since the Pinky Bones discovery, archaeologists have found more Denisovan remains: teeth, skull fragments, and tools. One molar, massive and robust, suggested a species physically distinct from Neanderthals and humans. Its size resembled earlier human ancestors, yet it lay beside advanced artifacts. How could primitive features coexist with complex behavior? It is as if the Denisovans were a bridge between ancient hominids and modern humans. Some scientists believe they had larger brains or unique spatial awareness, giving them a deeper understanding of their world. Others suggest they perceived reality differently, in ways beyond our comprehension. Consider the Denisovan bracelet, delicately carved, with a hole drilled so precisely that it suggests a type of drill beyond their time. Could this be forgotten technology or even contact with other realms, as some theorists suggest? Skeptics dismiss these ideas, but the mysteries of Denisova continue to fuel debate. The Altai Mountains are filled with hidden histories. Nearby caves hold traces of Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens, but none rival the depth of Denisova's findings. It's as if this cave was a crossroads, where ancient cultures converged, shared knowledge, and then vanished. Comparing Denisova to the famous Lascaux caves in France reveals a striking contrast. In Lascaux, paintings depict a world of animals and beliefs, early human expression. Denisova's secrets are buried in genetic codes and tools. Lascaux is a window into the mind. Denisova challenges the boundaries of evolution. And the question persists. What else remains in the darkness of Denisova Cave? Each new discovery makes the Denisovan story more intricate. Are we uncovering a forgotten people or understanding a hidden part of ourselves? What truths remain in the shadows? What revelations about our past might be waiting? The discoveries here reach far beyond a cave in Siberia. They touch on fundamental questions of who we are and where we come from. Imagine a world where Denisovans, Neanderthals, and early Homo sapiens coexisted, crossing icy rivers and forests. A world where different branches of humanity exchanged ideas, skills, and stories. Could the Denisovans have been among the first explorers of Asia? Did their knowledge shape later cultures? Some scientists propose Denisovans played a role in early human migrations. Their genetic footprint in Southeast Asia and Oceania suggests a wide range. The mysteries go beyond the cave walls. Denisovan DNA still lingers in some populations, influencing traits like immune responses and high-altitude adaptation. In Tibet, Denisovan genes help people thrive in thin air, an ancient gift from a species long gone. Understanding them helps us understand ourselves. As new excavations continue, the story of Denisova Cave unfolds. The caves of Siberia hold secrets that could change how we see ourselves, secrets that might challenge everything we believe about human history. What lies buried, waiting for discovery? Perhaps the most important clues still lie beneath the surface, in the silence of time. The answers may lie in Denisova Cave, waiting to challenge everything we think we know about humankind. With each new clue, the mystery only deepens. If you liked this video, then you're going to love our next adventure. We'll explore the mysterious discovery of a shaft inside a mountain in Russia's North Caucasus Mountains. This ancient structure, constructed from seemingly perfect stone slabs, descends 40 meters into a wide underground hall. The shaft is believed to be over 10,000 years old, and it's possible that it was used as a burial tomb or a temple.
The Caucasus Mountains, a fortress of stone and ice, harboring secrets older than recorded history. Legends speak of lost civilizations and cities swallowed by the earth. In 2011, one man stumbled upon the truth behind the myths. He descended into the abyss, uncovering a mystery that would cost him his life. Nazi conspiracies, unexplained deaths, and a secret that could rewrite our understanding of the past. Karahora is a monument to human ingenuity and a reminder that even in the most remote places, the echoes of ancient civilizations can still be heard. And the truth remains buried in darkness.
For a long time, it was held that the Neanderthals were stupid, primitive subhumans, shambling, lacking symbolism. Turns out that that's not true at all. Certain populations in the world today still have 3 to 5% of Neanderthal DNA.
Tucked away in the rugged terrains of the Altai Mountains, where the borders of Russia, China, Mongolia and Kazakhstan meet, lies a fascinating piece of history that has captured the imaginations of archaeologists and historians alike: the Denisova Cave.
This is an issue that I go into in America before. And what first drew me into it was Denisova Cave in Siberia.
This isn't just any cave, it's a treasure trove of human evolution, nestled in an area known for its breathtaking biodiversity and complex geological history. The mountains themselves are alive with a rich variety of plants and animals, setting the perfect backdrop for a story that's as much about the natural world as it is about our ancient ancestors.
I think everybody's heard of the Neanderthals, and these days I think everybody's heard of the Denisovans as well.
The story of Denisova Cave began to unfold in the 1970s, when Soviet scientists first explored its depths. At that time, their eyes were set on unraveling the geological and paleontological mysteries of the region, largely overlooking the cave's potential to unlock secrets of our past. It's named after Denis, an 18th century hermit who once called the cave home, adding a touch of human history to its ancient walls. With its intricate network of chambers and galleries, the cave hinted at stories of long-term habitation by early humans, waiting just beneath the surface to be discovered. But it wasn't until 2008 that the cave truly stepped into the spotlight, thanks to the discovery of a small finger bone.
In Russia, in Denisova Cave, they find a single pinky bone from a little finger. And what they discover is, this isn't a Neanderthal, this isn't an anatomically modern human being, this is another human species.
This wasn't just any bone, it belonged to the Denisovans, an ancient group of hominins previously unknown to science. Suddenly, the world was paying attention, eager to learn more about these mysterious inhabitants. The cave, with its rich layers of history buried within, revealed that it had been a bustling crossroads for different groups over tens of thousands of years. What's particularly intriguing about the Denisova Cave is not just its archaeological wealth, but also its location. Nestled in a remote part of the Altai Mountains, reaching it is no small feat. The harsh climatic conditions add an extra layer of challenge for those daring enough to explore its secrets. Yet it's precisely these obstacles that make the cave so alluring to researchers from across the globe. Every expedition brings us closer to understanding not just the Denisovans, but the broader narrative of human history. Imagine stumbling upon a piece of the puzzle that is human history, hidden away in the depths of Siberia's Denisova Cave. The Denisovans are a bit of a mystery, genetically distinct from both modern humans and Neanderthals. Their DNA tells us they branched off from Neanderthals around 400,000 years ago, enriching the narrative of the Pleistocene era's human saga. But when it comes to what they looked like, we're mostly in the dark. Our clues? Just a finger bone, a few teeth, and a piece of skull. Though these fragments are robust, they hint at Denisovans being well equipped for surviving the tough Pleistocene Asia. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The Denisovans didn't just keep to themselves, they left a mark on us modern humans. Certain groups today, especially in Asia and Oceania, carry Denisovan DNA. For instance, the indigenous people of Melanesia, including Papua New Guineans, have about 5% of their DNA from Denisovans. This reveals a history of ancient interbreeding that is more complex and common than we ever imagined.
Anatomically modern humans interbred with Neanderthals. You can't interbreed with another species. They clearly were human beings.
Denisovans mixed not just with modern humans, but also Neanderthals and possibly another yet unidentified ancient human group. But what about their way of life? The Denisova Cave has given us a glimpse, yielding sophisticated tools, a bone needle, and even jewelry. These finds suggest a culture and level of sophistication that challenges our understanding of archaic humans. The discovery of the Denisovans has been a game-changer in evolutionary biology, painting a picture of our past that's far more intricate than previously thought. It's not just about who we are, but who we're connected to, revealing a web of interactions among ancient human species across Eurasia. Yet, for all we've learned, the Denisovans remain shrouded in mystery. With each fossil fragment and DNA sequence, scientists are slowly piecing together the jigsaw of our ancient past. The Denisovan genome in particular continues to be a treasure trove of information, promising to unlock even more secrets as research progresses. This story is far from over. It's an ongoing journey of discovery into who we are and where we come from. Siberia's Yakutia region, known for its jaw-dropping temperature extremes, is home to a place as intriguing as its ominous name suggests: the Valley of Death. Tucked away in the northeastern part of Siberia, in the Sakha Republic, this valley is not just a testament to nature's extremes, but also a canvas for mysteries that boggle the mind. What sets this valley apart are the curious metallic structures scattered across its landscape. Picture this: dome-like formations and metal objects, some peeking out of the earth as if partially buried treasures, all wrapped in a mystery. Are they ancient artifacts, remnants of meteorite impacts, or something else? The truth is, we're still scratching our heads trying to figure it out. Getting to the Valley of Death is an adventure in itself. It's remote, wildly inhospitable, and the weather swings from scorching summers to winters that would give even the hardiest explorer pause. This makes studying those mysterious structures all the more challenging. Local folklore adds layers of intrigue to the valley. The Yakut people have tales that could make your hair stand on end, associating the valley and its metallic mysteries with danger and otherworldly energies. According to legend, these structures could wield unknown powers, causing illness or worse to those who dare too close. While these stories add to the valley's mystique, they remain unverified whispers of the past. Scientists, on their part, have theories that could explain the existence of these structures. Some suggest they might be the aftermath of meteorite impacts, pointing to Siberia's history with celestial events like the famous Tunguska explosion. Others speculate they could be the work of ancient humans or a civilization lost to time, leaving behind these puzzling artifacts. But here's the rub. Actually exploring this area is incredibly tough. The extreme climate, the area's seclusion, and the sheer lack of infrastructure make sustained research difficult. This scarcity of empirical data means much about the Valley of Death remains a tantalizing mystery. This shroud of mystery isn't just a magnet for scientists. Historians, paranormal enthusiasts, and even adventurous tourists are drawn to its secrets. The allure of uncovering more about Siberia's ancient past and its uncharted territories is irresistible. As technology and exploration methods improve, who knows what secrets we'll unearth from the Valley of Death. Until then, it remains one of Siberia's most captivating enigmas. A place where history, legend, and science converge in the most mysterious of dances. Let's dive into one of Siberia's most mind-boggling mysteries, the Tunguska event of 1908. Imagine a blast so powerful it flattens 80 million trees over an area of 2,150 square kilometers. That's exactly what happened near the Podkamenaya Tunguska River in central Siberia on June 30th, 1908. This wasn't just any old explosion, it was roughly 1,000 times mightier than the Hiroshima atomic bomb. The shockwaves from this colossal blast were felt up to 2,000 kilometers away. People at the time reported seeing a bright blue light, almost like a second sun, followed by a series of booms that were strong enough to knock folks off their feet and shatter windows hundreds of kilometers away. Fast forward to 1927, and enter Leonid Kulik, a Russian mineralogist who was the first to scientifically investigate the site. Kulik was expecting to find a meteorite crater, but was met instead with a sea of flattened trees, splayed out from a central point, like the spokes of a wheel with not a crater in sight. The most accepted theory: a small asteroid or comet fragment burst through the atmosphere, exploding 5 to 10 kilometers above ground with the force of 10-15 megatons of TNT. But as with all good mysteries, there are other angles. Everything from a natural gas explosion from the Earth's belly to wilder notions like antimatter or even a mini black hole having a run-in with our planet. The aftermath of this explosion wasn't just a big patch of knocked-down trees, it had a significant environmental punch, boosting tree growth in the area and reportedly causing genetic mutations in plants and animals. Likely thanks to the extreme heat and shockwave, it even had a hand in global atmospheric changes, like the creation of night-shining clouds and a dip in atmospheric transparency across Europe and Asia. But here's where it gets even juicier. The Tunguska event has been a hotbed for conspiracy theories and wild speculation. From alien spacecraft crashes to top-secret weapon tests, the event's mysterious nature has sparked imaginations worldwide. Despite decades of research and countless theories, the Tunguska event remains one of the 20th century's most tantalizing unsolved mysteries. It's a real-life sci-fi story, set in the remote Siberian wilderness that continues to intrigue and puzzle us to this day.
Nobody builds something that big, underground, just for fun. You don't do that unless you have to.
Right.
You don't burrow like a human ant nest.
Yeah. Human beings are so weird in so many ways.
Yes.
The story of the Longyou Caves discovery begins quite unassumingly with Wu Anai, a local farmer in the small village of Xi'anbeikun in Zhejiang province, China. This region, picturesque with its lush landscapes and traditional farming, was not known for archaeological treasures.
It's really important to understand that archaeology is often driven by accidental finds.
However, the persistent issue of a village pond that wouldn't dry up, despite extensive efforts to pump it for irrigation, piqued the curiosity of Wu and his neighbors. Determined to find the reason, they funded the use of rudimentary pumps, and after 17 days and over 20,000 cubic meters of water pumped out, they uncovered what appeared to be a man-made cavern entrance, revealing the first of the Longyou Caves, later dubbed Cave 1.
Someone made it, and it involved a very large amount of organized labor. There had to be the will and the intent in order to do that.
This cave, an architectural wonder with exquisite hand-chiseled carvings, stairways and sturdy columns, was just the beginning. Word of this remarkable find spread rapidly across the region, capturing the imaginations of both the public and the academic world. The discovery was so stirring because of its unexpected nature and the sheer magnitude of the caves. Motivated by the initial find, the local community continued to fund the exploration, and by the end of 1992, 4 more caves had been identified.
There's a bunch of these things. There's a bunch of things like that. They're just like,
Each cave was unique in design and hinted at a sophisticated yet mysterious civilization that had left no other record behind. Recognizing the potential historical and cultural significance of these caves, the Chinese government quickly stepped in. They took measures to protect the site and supported further scientific studies to explore these enigmatic structures more thoroughly. This governmental intervention mirrored the actions taken after other major archaeological discoveries in China, such as the Terracotta Army, uncovered by local farmers in Shaanxi in 1974.
It's a wonderful mystery, and it deserves much further attention.
Both the Longyou Caves and the Terracotta Army were stumbled upon by locals engaged in ordinary tasks, yet these finds were anything but ordinary. The Terracotta Army, part of Emperor Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum, features thousands of life-sized statues, each detailed with unique facial expressions and attire, clearly a tribute to the emperor's military forces. In contrast, the Longyou Caves, with their vast underground spaces expertly carved from solid rock, offer no such clues about their creators or their purpose, remaining shrouded in mystery.
We are just, I think, looking at the edges of a mystery. The archaeologists involved feel the same.
These discoveries significantly shifted our understanding of their respective eras. The Terracotta Army provided a window into the military aesthetics and rituals of the Qin dynasty, while the Longyou Caves have puzzled historians due to their lack of any historical documentation. Both sites have undergone intense scholarly scrutiny and ongoing research as experts from around the world try to uncover the secrets they hold and the stories they might tell about the ancient peoples of China. These caves were cleverly concealed by the mountainous landscape and dense vegetation, which likely played a role in keeping them hidden for centuries. The region's rocky terrain further protected these man-made wonders from natural erosive forces, preserving their pristine condition through the ages. Advancements in technology have significantly aided in the exploration and mapping of these caves. Techniques such as laser scanning and ground-penetrating radar have been crucial in providing detailed information about the cave's dimensions and layout. Initially, surveys indicated that the caves covered an area of approximately 30,000 square meters, but ongoing exploration might extend this figure as more sections are discovered. The architectural consistency observed across the Longyou caves is truly remarkable. Despite varying sizes and designs, each cave exhibits uniform craftsmanship with flat bases for pillars and symmetrical spacing of architectural elements. This uniformity suggests they were likely constructed under the centralized direction of a single authoritative entity, possibly a local ruler or a unified government during that era. The choice of siltstone for construction, a material easier to carve than granite or basalt, allowed for the creation of smooth walls and intricate carvings, showcasing an advanced understanding of material properties and structural engineering. This is evident in the high ceilings supported by massive stone pillars designed to distribute weight evenly throughout the caverns. The caves are not only a feat of engineering but also of artistry. The internal structures include complex water channels that likely serve to prevent flooding and maintain a stable internal environment, alongside ornate gutters and meticulously carved bridges that enhance both the functionality and aesthetics of these spaces. The scale of excavation involved is staggering, with an estimated 1 million cubic meters of rock removed using basic iron or bronze tools. This massive endeavor would have required thousands of laborers over several decades, if not centuries, highlighting the significant human effort and organization required. Detailed examinations of the tool marks and techniques on the cave walls offer archaeologists valuable insights into the technological capabilities of the time. Furthermore, carbon dating of some cave sections indicates their construction dates back to at least the Eastern Zhou dynasty, over 2,000 years ago. This ancient origin adds to the mystery and allure of the caves. The Longyou caves, with their vast chambers and no historical records to explain their construction, have sparked a plethora of theories about their original purpose. One popular theory is that the caves were used as ancient storage silos. Researchers supporting this idea point to the stable temperature and humidity levels inside the caves, conditions ideal for storing perishables. The interior layout, featuring platforms and ledges, seems perfect for organizing goods, while the intricate water management systems might have been designed to control moisture levels, ensuring that stored items remained preserved. Another theory suggests that these caves served as royal tombs or burial sites for nobility. This wouldn't be out of place in ancient traditions worldwide, where elaborate resting places were often constructed for the elite. The extensive labor and detailed craftsmanship involved in creating the Longyou caves imply they were built for significant individuals. However, the complete absence of artifacts or human remains commonly found in other tombs casts doubt on this theory. Some believe the caves had a religious or ceremonial purpose, considering how their secluded and quiet interiors would be suitable for spiritual activities. This aligns with the global historical trend of using caves for such purposes. The uniform design and orientation of the caves could suggest they were specifically planned for processions or religious ceremonies, although the lack of religious symbols or artifacts challenges this theory. A more practical perspective is that the caves were quarries. The theory posits that the caves were originally mined for stone, used in early Chinese imperial construction projects, though it doesn't account for why the stone wasn't used in any known structures nearby. Lastly, a more speculative idea is that the caves functioned as ancient astronomical observatories. Some suggest that the orientation of tunnels and openings within the caves aligns with specific celestial events, much like other historic astronomical sites.
But what's fascinating about them is this very powerful geometry and astronomy.
This would imply a sophisticated understanding of the stars by the creators of the Longyou caves, though hard evidence for this theory is still lacking. When we compare the architectural marvels of the Longyou Caves in China with Petra in Jordan, also known as the Rose City, we dive into a fascinating study of ancient ingenuity and artistic mastery. Petra's structures are famously carved into the blush-colored sandstone cliffs, reflecting the elaborate and ornate aesthetic of the Nabateans around the 5th century BCE. Its most iconic structure, the treasury, is a perfect example of this, with a facade that is both monumental and intricately detailed, highlighting the peak of Nabatean craftsmanship. In contrast, the Longyou Caves are sculpted from siltstone, a material that presents different challenges and opportunities for the carvers. The finer grain of siltstone allowed ancient workers to achieve smooth finishes and sharp details in the cave walls and columns, offering a different kind of beauty from Petra's elaborate sandstone carvings. Unlike Petra's diverse architectural purposes, the Longyou Caves exhibit a uniform design across all the caverns, suggesting they were built with a singular purpose or design philosophy in mind. Both Petra and the Longyou were lost to the world until their relatively recent rediscovery. Petra was brought back into the public consciousness in 1812 by Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, and since then it has reshaped much of our understanding of Middle Eastern history. Despite the grandeur and historical significance of both sites, they share a profound mystery: the absence of detailed historical records explaining their construction. While Petra does have some inscriptions and texts that offer minimal insights, the Longyou Caves are surrounded by complete silence in historical records, with no writings found to date that reference their creation. This lack of documentation has left historians and archaeologists piecing together clues and forming theories that range from practical to speculative in an effort to understand these magnificent constructions.
High in Siberia's Altai Mountains, a yawning cavern hides in the limestone cliffs. This is Denisova Cave, an unassuming crack in the rock. But within its silent depths, archaeologists discovered something that would shake the human origin story to its core. In 2008, a tiny bone fragment surfaced, just a sliver of a pinky. But when scientists sequenced its DNA, they found it didn't match modern humans or Neanderthals. It belonged to an entirely new kind of ancient human, the Denisovans.
This was no mere evolutionary cousin. These people left barely a trace, yet their genes are still alive in us today. Populations in Southeast Asia and Oceania carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA. One girl's remains from this cave revealed something even more astonishing. She was a hybrid, born of a Neanderthal mother and a Denisovan father. In the flickering firelight of this cave tens of thousands of years ago, 3 types of humans may have gathered: Denisovans, Neanderthals, and our own ancestors, each shaping the future in ways we're only beginning to understand. But the cave offers more than ancient genes. Found among the sediments were objects that suggest an astonishing level of skill. A bracelet, polished green stone, delicately drilled, crafted over 40,000 years ago. A bone needle, complete with an eye for thread. Such artifacts defy our timeline of technological development. Who were these people that stitched clothes and shaped jewelry before Homo sapiens even reached the region? How did they acquire such craftsmanship? Denisova Cave isn't just a shelter, it's a puzzle box. Why did its inhabitants vanish? Why did they never spread far, yet leave behind a genetic fingerprint that spans continents? The answers lie buried in the loam and stone, and Denisova is not alone in its mystery. Beneath a quiet street in Malta lies another enigma. The Hal Saflieni Hypogeum, discovered in 1902, is the world's oldest known underground temple. Carved entirely by hand over 5,000 years ago, it descends 3 levels into the limestone. Thousands of people were buried here, suggesting it was not merely a crypt, but a spiritual gateway. One chamber, the Oracle Room, has acoustic properties that amplify sound dramatically. A whisper becomes a chant. Ritual, ceremony, something more. The people who built the Hypogeum left no writing, no explanation. They constructed megalithic temples above ground, yet chose to bury this one beneath the earth, as if hiding it from future eyes, or protecting something sacred within. Across the globe in eastern China, Another site challenges all understanding of ancient labor. In 1992, villagers pumping water from a pond stumbled upon a vast underground chamber. They kept pumping and discovered more. Eventually, 24 massive Longyou caves emerged, each carved by hand from solid stone. Walls 100 feet tall, perfectly parallel chisel marks, supporting columns, staircases, and yet no records, no tools, no traces of habitation. Who built them? Why? Were they ceremonial halls, storage vaults, or shelters from an unknown threat? The effort would have required generations of planning, yet there's no mention of them in Chinese history. It's as if a civilization rose, built in secret, and vanished. And then there's Göbekli Tepe. In southeastern Turkey, rising from a dusty hill, are the oldest known megalithic structures on Earth. 11,000 years old, twice as old as Stonehenge. Here, hunters and gatherers, long before farming, erected towering T-shaped pillars in circular enclosures. Carved animals, snakes, lions, vultures adorn the stones, and some pillars even have arms and hands, as if representing ancient gods or ancestors. Göbekli Tepe rewrites everything we assumed about early humans. These people were not settled. They had no agriculture, no cities. Yet they moved and shaped stones weighing tons. This suggests that the desire to worship, to build for a higher purpose, may have come before organized society, not the other way around. And then, mysteriously, they buried it. Thousands of tons of dirt filled the enclosures, perfectly preserved for discovery millennia later. Why would a society go to such lengths to erase its own achievement? Each of these sites, Denisova, the Hippogeum, Longyou, Göbekli Tepe, forces us to reconsider what ancient people knew. They raise unsettling questions. Did we underestimate the ingenuity of early humans? Are there lost civilizations whose names we'll never know? Were these structures built purely by human hands? Or do they point to forgotten methods, ancient knowledge we no longer possess? They speak of ambition, of memory, of sacred truths passed from parent to child in stories now lost to time. Perhaps these places weren't just built. They were believed into existence. Every chisel mark, every carved symbol may represent a prayer, a purpose, a legacy carved not only in stone, but into the soul of humanity. As we continue to uncover these ancient marvels, one truth becomes clear. We are not the pinnacle, we are the continuation. And the past is far richer, far stranger, and far more ingenious than we ever imagined. We are only beginning to understand the scale of what's been lost. For every site uncovered, there may be 100 more still buried beneath forest, desert, or sea, waiting patiently beneath layers of time. What might lie under the Antarctic ice, or beneath rising ocean tides where coastal settlements once thrived? Technologies now exist that allow us to peer underground without digging. Ground-penetrating radar, LiDAR scans. But even with modern tools, we are barely scratching the surface of ancient memory. Some believe these discoveries are not anomalies, but parts of a forgotten global pattern. What if humans, time and again, rose to heights of ingenuity, only to be set back by climate collapse, volcanic winter, or global catastrophe? It would mean our story is not a straight line, but a cycle of rise, fall, and rediscovery. Each ruin, each artifact, is a clue, not just to who we were, but to what we might become again. But what if Denisova Cave and its peers are just the beginning? In a remote region, scientists recently pried open a sealed metal gate. What they found behind it left even the most seasoned archaeologists speechless. The cave it revealed may be older, more massive, and so precisely engineered. It defies everything we thought humans could build.
These caves are incredible. I don't even want to call them caves because it's called the Barabar Caves, but these things are not caves. Does that look like a cave to anyone?
That looks
No.
like the entrance to a spaceship. That's
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's like a single granite
Vein.
One
vein.
huge piece.
Deep in the heart of India, shrouded in the mists of ancient history, lies a marvel of engineering and artistry, that continues to baffle and amaze. The Barabar Caves, a series of rock-cut chambers carved into the granite hills of Bihar, India, the oldest rock-carved caves that exists to date. What secrets do they hold? How were they built? And what purpose did they serve? Could humans really have created this ancient wonder?
These caves are incredible. I don't even want to call them caves because it's called the Barabar Caves, but these things are not caves. Does that look like a cave to anyone?
That looks
No.
like the entrance to a spaceship. That's
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's like a
Right.
single granite
Vein.
One
vein.
huge piece.
Deep in the heart of India, shrouded in the mists of ancient history, lies a marvel of engineering and artistry that continues to baffle and amaze. The Barabar Caves, a series of rock-cut chambers carved into the granite hills of Bihar, India, the oldest rock-carved caves that exists to date. What secrets do they hold? How were they built? And what purpose did they serve? Could humans really have created this ancient wonder? The Barabar Caves, discovered in the early 19th century, are believed to be the oldest surviving examples of rock-cut architecture in India, dating back to the 3rd century BC. They were commissioned by Ashoka the Great, the Mauryan emperor who famously converted to Buddhism after the bloody Kalinga War. These caves were meant to serve as retreats for monks and ascetics seeking spiritual enlightenment. What is immediately striking about the Barabar Caves is the sheer precision and polish of their construction. The walls and ceilings are so smooth, they seem almost mirrored. The interiors are devoid of any ornamentation, emphasizing their austere and contemplative purpose. Even today, after more than 2 millennia, the echo of a whisper reverberates through these chambers, creating an ethereal atmosphere. The most iconic of the Barabar Caves is the Lomas Rishi Cave, distinguished by its unique horseshoe-shaped entrance, reminiscent of the Chaitya halls of later Buddhist architecture. The interior is a single spacious chamber with a vaulted ceiling, culminating in a stupa-like projection at the far end. The acoustics within the Lomas Rishi Cave are extraordinary, creating a sense of otherworldly resonance that amplifies even the slightest sound. But how were these caves built? The technology available at the time was rudimentary, consisting mainly of iron chisels and hammers. Carving into the hard granite would have been an arduous and time-consuming task. Yet, the sheer scale and precision of the Barabar Caves suggest a level of mastery that seems almost impossible for the time. Some scholars theorize that the Mauryans might have employed advanced techniques, perhaps even using fire to weaken the rock before chiseling. Others speculate that they might have had access to specialized tools or knowledge that has since been lost. The mystery of their construction only adds to the allure of the Barabar Caves. The Barabar Caves are not just architectural marvels, they are also repositories of history. Inscriptions found within the caves provide valuable insights into the Mauryan era, including Ashoka's edicts promoting peace and non-violence. These inscriptions show Ashoka's profound transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent ruler, a transformation that reverberated throughout the Indian subcontinent. But the Barabar Caves also raise intriguing questions. Why did Ashoka choose this particular location? Was it for its strategic importance, its natural beauty, or its spiritual significance? The story of the Barabar Caves is far from over. These ancient marvels hold more than just questions of technique and purpose. As we dig deeper into the mystery, we find that the caves are connected to a broader network of ancient secrets, some hiding in plain sight, others concealed beneath the surface of history. The Barabar Caves, it seems, are just the beginning. Let's turn our attention to the staggering amount of stone that was removed to create these caves. Carving out even one of these chambers would have required moving hundreds of tons of solid granite. While this might seem difficult enough today, with cranes and modern machinery, imagine doing it over 2,000 years ago with only basic tools. Experts estimate that the volume of rock removed from the Barabar and Nagarjuni caves combined is equivalent to the construction of an entire modern skyscraper. The caves aren't just hollow spaces, they are carefully engineered cavities with perfectly smooth walls and astonishing acoustic properties. This raises the question, were these caves intended for something far more complex than simple meditation? If we step outside the narrow confines of traditional archaeology, a number of unconventional theories begin to emerge. One of the most compelling is the possibility that these caves were not simply religious sanctuaries, but sites for ancient experiments with sound and resonance. Sound, after all, was a powerful force in many ancient cultures, believed to be a tool for healing, communication, and even construction. Could the Barabar Caves have been designed to amplify certain frequencies, perhaps to aid in meditation or to access hidden states of consciousness? Some researchers propose that the unique sound dynamics within the caves were not accidental, but were the result of advanced knowledge of acoustics, knowledge that may have been lost to time. When comparing Barabar to other ancient acoustic marvels, such as the Hypogeum of Saflieni in Malta, where low-frequency sounds resonate powerfully within the subterranean chambers, the similarities are striking. In both cases, the structures amplify sound in ways that seem unnatural. Could there have been an ancient global understanding of sound technology that allowed different cultures to manipulate their environments for spiritual or scientific purposes? But even more provocative is the idea that the Barabar Caves and the surrounding region could have been used for something much more practical. Some conspiracy theorists have speculated that these caves were not spiritual retreats, but part of a network of sites dedicated to early technological experiments, possibly in metallurgy or energy generation. Ancient India was known for its early advances in metallurgy, particularly with the discovery of wood steel, a high-carbon alloy that later became famous as Damascus steel. Could it be that the Barabar region, rich in iron ore, served as a hidden laboratory where ancient metallurgists conducted experiments in the production of alloys, harnessing the natural acoustic properties of the caves for unknown purposes? There's also the curious question of why the Ajivikas, a relatively obscure religious group, would commission such monumental works. Ajivikas were known for their strict ascetic practices, rejecting material wealth and worldly possessions. So why would they need such massive, intricately designed caves? Could it be that the caves had a dual purpose, both spiritual and scientific? Some researchers have suggested that the caves may have served as a place where spiritual leaders and early scientists exchanged ideas, blurring the line between religious meditation and scientific experimentation. This theory gains traction when we look at other caves and rock-cut structures in the region, like the Udayagiri and Khandagiri caves in Odisha, carved around the same time as Barabar. While Udayagiri and Khandagiri served more as monastic retreats for Jain monks, the designs are remarkably intricate, featuring tiered halls and passageways that hint at more than just religious devotion. Could these sites have been part of a larger network of spiritual and scientific centers stretching across ancient India? There is a growing belief that these cave complexes were not isolated projects, but rather the work of a sophisticated civilization with knowledge that extended beyond the spiritual into fields like geometry, engineering, and metallurgy. Looking westward, comparisons with the Ajanta and Ellora caves in Maharashtra become even more intriguing. Unlike Barabar, the Ellora complex contains vast temple structures, including the breathtaking Kailasa temple, which was carved from a single piece of rock. What ties these sites together is the sheer scale of excavation. While Barabar focuses on precision and acoustic properties, Ellora and Ajanta showcase the massive scale and intricacy of rock-cut architecture. The fact that both were created around the same time period raises questions. Were these part of a grander pan-Indian tradition of rock-cut engineering that blended religion with early scientific understanding? Could the same knowledge have flowed between these centers, each site fulfilling different roles in a complex network of spiritual, technological, and social life? There are also strange connections to be made when examining other rock-carved sites across the world. For instance, Petra, the ancient Nabatean city in Jordan, shares some remarkable similarities with Barabar. Both were carved into solid rock, both involved an unimaginable amount of labor, and both exhibit architectural features far ahead of their time. Petra, with its elaborate facades and hidden tombs, and Barabar, with its smooth chambers and enigmatic acoustics, may have been created for vastly different purposes, yet the precision and effort involved suggest that the people who built them shared a deep understanding of stoneworking and engineering. While mainstream historians argue that these similarities are coincidental, the evidence is difficult to ignore. Were these sites merely the result of isolated advances in technology, or were ancient cultures more connected than we realize, sharing techniques and knowledge across vast distances? Then there's the question of why these caves are located where they are. The Barabar Caves are situated near Gaya, a place of immense spiritual significance in India. Gaya is not only home to the famous Bodh Gaya, where Buddha is said to have attained enlightenment, but the region itself is dotted with caves, temples, and religious sites. Could there be something about the land itself, something about the energy of the place, that made it a focal point for spiritual leaders and scientists alike?
Imagine a place lost in time, a tranquil village in the heart of China, where life unfolds to the rhythm of ancient traditions. Xi'an a world untouched by modernity, where villagers tilled their fields and shared stories under the shade of age-old trees. But beneath this idyllic facade, a secret lay dormant, a hidden world waiting to be unearthed. In the scorching summer of 1992, a mystery emerged from the depths of the earth. Ponds scattered across the landscape held water that defied the relentless sun. These weren't ordinary ponds. They were portals to a forgotten realm. One villager, driven by an insatiable curiosity, dared to peer beyond the surface. For 17 days and nights they labored, draining the water inch by inch, revealing a sight that would rewrite history. A colossal cavern, carved by human hands, emerged from the shadows, its silence echoing with the whispers of a forgotten past. This was just the beginning. Beneath the village, a labyrinth of 24 hand-carved caves lay hidden, a subterranean city lost to time. Who were the architects of this underground world? What secrets did these caverns hold? Join us as we descend into the Longyou Caves, a place where history and mystery intertwine, and where the past challenges our understanding of human potential.
Imagine a tranquil village nestled in the heart of Zhejiang Province, China, a place where time seems to stand still and life has remained unchanged for generations. The villagers of Xi'an went about their daily routines, tending to their fields and sharing stories under the shade of ancient trees. Little did they know that beneath their feet lay one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. What secrets did the Earth conceal? And how would a simple act of curiosity unveil a hidden world? In the sweltering summer of 1992, the villagers were mystified by a peculiar phenomenon. Scattered across their fields were several small ponds, calm, unassuming bodies of water that never dried up, no matter how scorching the sun or prolonged the drought. These weren't ordinary ponds. What made them so mysteriously enduring? Was there something beneath the surface keeping them perpetually filled? One villager, Wu Anai, couldn't shake the feeling that something extraordinary lay hidden in the depths. Each day, as he gazed into the still waters, questions swirled in his mind. Could there be a secret cavern below, a forgotten tomb, or perhaps a treasure waiting to be discovered? Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Wu decided to find out. He rallied his neighbors, sharing his suspicions and igniting their imaginations. Together, they pooled their modest resources to rent a water pump, a significant expense for the humble community. For 17 grueling days and nights, the pump chugged tirelessly. The villagers watched with bated breath as the water level gradually receded. Murky depths gave way to shadows, and shadows hinted at shapes. What was beginning to emerge? As the last of the water was drained, the villagers stood in stunned silence. Before them, yawned the mouth of a massive, hand-carved cavern. The air was cool and damp, carrying the faint scent of ancient stone. Tentatively, they stepped inside. The walls were astonishingly smooth, and the ceilings soared high above, disappearing into darkness. Meticulous, parallel chisel marks rippled across every surface like waves frozen in time, a silent testament to human endeavor. The sheer scale of the chamber was beyond anything they could have imagined. But this was just the beginning. Encouraged by their incredible find, the villagers turned their attention to the other ponds. One after another, they drained them, each revealing entrances to colossal underground chambers, 24 in total. The realization dawned on them. An entire subterranean world lay beneath their feet. Who could have built such enormous caverns, and for what purpose? The questions grew more urgent and tantalizing. As word spread, archaeologists and researchers from across the globe flocked to the site, eager to explore the enigma of the Longyou Caves. Inside these caverns, they found spaces reaching heights of up to 30 meters, tall enough to fit a 10-story building. Each chamber covered an area exceeding 1,000 square meters, rivaling the grandeur of the world's largest cathedrals. To put it into perspective, the total volume of rock meticulously removed to create these caves is estimated at over 1 million cubic meters. That's nearly half the volume of stone used to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. How did ancient people achieve such a monumental feat without the aid of modern machinery? What drove them to undertake such an immense project? The precision and uniformity of the chisel marks suggested that the caves were carved using consistent techniques and tools, possibly during the same period. The structural integrity of these vast spaces, maintained over thousands of years, indicated a sophisticated understanding of engineering and rock mechanics. Yet, as researchers delved into historical records, they found nothing. Not a single ancient text or inscription shed light on their origin. Could an entire chapter of history have been lost? Or was this a secret deliberately kept? One of the villagers who first stepped into the cavern recalled, his voice tinged with awe. "We had no idea that such a vast underground world existed beneath our feet. It was astonishing to see the massive space and the intricate carvings inside. It felt like stepping into an ancient time, hidden away for thousands of years." Theories about the purpose of the caves began to surface, each more intriguing than the last. Some scholars suggested they were used as storage facilities, perhaps for grain or valuable goods, safeguarded from the elements and potential invaders. The constant temperature and humidity underground would have provided ideal conditions for preservation. Others believed the caves served as shelters during times of war or natural disasters, offering refuge to thousands of people. There's even speculation that they were tombs for royalty or sites for elaborate religious ceremonies, given their grandeur and the effort required to construct them. But without concrete evidence, these remain educated guesses. What secrets are the caves still holding close? An interesting theory proposes that the caves were part of an ancient flood prevention or irrigation system. Given their proximity to the Qiyu River and the consistent water levels in the ponds before they were drained, could these caverns have been ingeniously designed to manage water resources? If so, this would indicate an advanced level of environmental engineering and foresight. The intricate network of chambers might have acted as reservoirs, controlling water flow during seasonal changes. How advanced were the ancient builders, and what else were they capable of? An archaeologist studying the caves remarked, "The Longyou Caves challenge our understanding of ancient Chinese engineering. Their creation would have required an unprecedented level of coordination and skill." A historian added, "The discovery of the Longyou Caves is akin to finding a hidden key to our past. They open up countless questions about who built them and why." What other secrets does the past hold, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover them? Perhaps the greatest legacy of the Longyou Caves is the inspiration they provide, a reminder that even in our modern world, there are still wonders to be discovered, questions to be answered, and mysteries that challenge our understanding of history. The next time you walk over seemingly ordinary ground, ask yourself, what might be hidden just beneath the surface? If you liked this video, then you're going to love our next adventure. Prepare to be amazed. Deep in the jungles of Cambodia, archaeologists made a stunning discovery. Using LiDAR technology, they uncovered a gigantic prehistoric structure, Angkor Wat, a sprawling temple complex. But Angkor Wat is just the beginning. LiDAR scans revealed a vast network of ancient cities and temples, built by a lost civilization predating the Khmer Empire. These structures challenge everything we thought we knew about ancient capabilities. Join us as we explore the breathtaking ruins of Angkor Wat with its intricate carvings and hidden chambers. We'll uncover the mysteries surrounding its construction and astronomical alignments. Prepare to be amazed as we unravel the secrets of this ancient civilization and their incredible technology.
What if the largest city of the ancient world lay hidden beneath the dense jungles of Southeast Asia? A civilization lost to time, its colossal structures and intricate artistry swallowed by the earth. Deep in Cambodia, the magnificent Angkor Wat stands as a silent sentinel. More than just a temple, it is a gateway to a forgotten empire, a realm of mystery and grandeur. In 1860, French explorer Henri Mouhot ventured into the uncharted forests. Amidst the towering trees, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. A sprawling temple complex, its spires piercing the sky, its carvings breathtaking in their detail. Mouhot was awestruck. He had uncovered a civilization whose achievements rivaled the greatest empires known to man. But what secrets did these stones hold? What stories lay buried beneath the jungle floor? This is the story of Angkor. A story of kings and gods, of engineers and artists, of a civilization that rose to unimaginable heights and then vanished.